not about decluttering your wardrobe. It's all about mental transformation. Don't conform to the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Do you want to change your mind? Do you think of yourself as blessed? You must choose to be blessed. You have till midnight to get rid of any poison that are obstructing your progress. Every stubbornness that is preventing you from receiving what God is about to pour into your life. If you're going to waste another year with the same mentality, while someone is in the ICU praying God for the opportunity that you have right now, you better seize the moment. You could have been 3 years ago if you had decided to stop looking for solutions in other people and instead click the heel to your head and focus your affections on things that are above. When God shows us anything, we compare it to what we already know. Then we start examining our resources, and God wants to introduce us to new people. But keep an eye on this. If you are not prepared to meet new people in your life, you will repeat the same patterns in your new relationship as you did in your old ones. And we literally keep individuals out of our lives who God wants to send because we are clinging to the hands of those who have already gone. Do not be conformed to the world's ways, but rather be changed by the renewing of your mind. It's not because you are here that you will transform. Your mind will be renewed and you will be altered. However, the phrase renew is the same as redefine. How many of you are aware that a house cannot be renovated in an hour and 15 minutes? If you're going to renovate a house, you will need to knock down some walls. You will need to remove certain ties. You've got to get your hands dirty in the muck. And that's exactly what we need to accomplish in our heads. You must determine that you are in charge and that you will do what you want. You are the machine and you have command over it. Weakness isn't for around. Sadness, dissatisfaction, and a lack of a vote. I don't even vote on my temper. You've got it. To learn how to close your mind off to negative thoughts. And as soon as they arrive, you must declare that this isn't going anywhere. I've been there and done it before. I'm also going to change my viewpoint. Make a deal with God and trust Him to handle the matter. Tell them you are proclaiming martial law on your mind the next time you are feeling weak, lethargic, or emotional. You are announcing that you've made up your mind. Control and force your desires on your brain. Then utilize that mind control to move your life in the direction you desire. A variety of factors can cause you to reconsider what your father did to you, what your mother didn't do for you, can cause you to become emotionally crippled for a long time. Some folks here are still spinning from events that occurred years and years ago, and they can't seem to shake it. It's paralyzed you. and you can't stand up straight. You can only go so far each time you straighten up, because it's not just a health issue. It's a matter of habit. You are used to being bent over for a long period of time. You have no idea how to straighten up, and things aren't getting any better. It isn't getting any better. You are still stuck in your circumstance. You have to talk to yourself every now and then. You have to tell yourself, now that you know better, that you have to talk to yourself every now and then. You have to talk to yourself when you see someone you don't like or who gets on your nerves. You've got to persuade yourself to do anything. Then you have to converse with yourself. Don't do it. You have to tell yourself that is not the way to go. Danger. You must be able to persuade yourself out of some situations. Because if I hadn't talked to myself, I wouldn't have gotten into a lot of trouble. We have an opportunity to flourish like never before. But I can assure you that there will be many adversaries that is going to try to stop us. Whatever it is that threatens you, I'm urging you to retaliate by threatening it. Take care of your obligations. Someone is trying to sabotage your chances for a bright future by talking negatively about you. Thinking negatively about you and writing it all down. If you have to go away, I'm telling you to do so. Threaten whatever is threatening you. Threaten whatever is threatening your opportunity. Some of our adversaries are now on the outside, but here is what you need to know. On the inside, we have some of our adversaries. You must fight your own indifference, and you must learn to nurture your ideals as well. You will need to learn how to fight your foes. I'm asking you to have some trust, guts, and believe in yourself enough to turn your doubts into a tiny corona. Don't let him run around like a road dog. You've been pushed into a tight spot. Don't bet against the future. Don't be pessimistic about the possibilities. And now for the most important part, first and foremost, don't be afraid to believe in yourself. If I have the ability to transform my life through miracles, so can you. Because if I can grow, so can you. I'm pleading with you not to sell yourself short, but I'm curious whether you've given any thought to why I'm doing this in the first place. Is it because I'm trying to prove something to someone who disrespected me 10 years ago and now doesn't even care about my life? Why am I sharing this on social media to impress those that follow me that don't even know why I am? What motivates me to do what I'm doing? How about first thing in the morning? You must prepare your mind to win. Don't let anything toss, play, just don't allow them. You must think in a deliberate manner. If you just think whatever comes to mind when you wake up, your thoughts will tell you that you have too many issues. You are exhausted. Today is not going to be a good day. Negative ideas, will set the tone for you if you don't set it yourself. You need to think on purpose, power thoughts, victory thoughts. Can do thoughts before you check your phone or see what the weather is like. It ain't over no matter what happens to you. If God wakes you up, it implies He isn't finished with you yet. And if He wakes you up, you have a chance to fix it and make it right. And He didn't stop waking me up. So sure, God wakes you up and reason. That also suggests He has something for you that you haven't gotten yet. You are welcome to use my vehicle. I might be able to obtain another one. You are welcome to live in my house. I might be able to find a new home. When you take my time, though you are robbing me of something completely valuable. It doesn't matter if you are 40, 50, 60 or 70 years old. You are in the game now. That's what matters. And all those quote squandered years weren't wasted because you learned something. I discovered what it's like to be weak, and the information you gained from those experiences will serve as fuel to ensure that it never happened again. Because you already know what's out there and how horrible things can be, you should embrace what you learn throughout the weekdays. In my opinion, allow them to strengthen you, and you apply what you've learned from your own life development. Use this to assist others in transforming and getting on the right track. If you know how it feels to be in that kind of anguish, you won't be able to be confident. If you know what it's like to be at the end of your rope and feel like your life is gone, if you have unanswered questions, if you are confused, and if you are doubtful, this speech is for you. You must memorize this verse, which states that those who sow in tears will reap in joy. There have been several times in my life when I've grown up with loss and pain that was so horrible and overwhelming that I believed I'd never be able to smile again. I've had days when the clouds draped over my head were so gloomy that I didn't think there could possibly be a silver lining. I've seen days, weeks, and months that dragged me so low that I lost all hope of ever rising again. But there was something in the basement of my soul, in the midst of all that despair, trouble, trauma, and suffering. This is a one-word victory. When should you get up in the morning? As soon as you've done it, organize the day as best you can, giving plenty of room for improving, surprises, and anything else comes up during the day. However, if you've planned a fruitful day, you cannot begin that day. You will be amazed as how much more valuable your time becomes. Next, don't begin the month until you've completed your list of places to visit, people to meet, as well as your productivity, sales, customers, development, and anything else you want to do in the next 30 days. Finally, there is the big one. This is quite difficult. Don't begin the year until you've completed it to your best potential. It cannot be completed minute by minute. However, make sure that the big picture of what you want to achieve is set and ready to go, or things can get a little jumbled. It could be turned up and we have to start all over. You've made a lot of progress because that happened to me. You've multiplied the first 90 days you have now by 2, by 3. Wow, this is going to happen. I thought this is going to be a fantastic year. I was on my way by the end of the 3rd month. There are so many things going on. My entire year's plan was rewritten. Don't let anything bother you too much, because you don't have to do anything right now. Someone says, I've got to get a grip on my time. You don't. By the way, you have the option to let everything go if you so desire. Someone tells you that you should. Make a mental note of this. Ignoring all the you should. Alternatively, you should take control of your life. Take control of your time, as well as your resources, which we will discuss next. Take responsibility for your health. You are the one who is in charge of it. It is not a societal need that you not have a heart attack in order to care for your family, but it is a requirement that you must set for yourself. You will be okay. Nothing has been thrown away. Successful individuals, as I previously stated, do not make the best decisions. Isn't it true that they make their own decisions? And you have the chance to make things right, both inside and out right now. You must understand that depression is the polar opposite of expression when you say you are depressed. So you are physically stuffing down and depressing yourself. Something that is attempting to emerge. I wouldn't be shocked if you experience issues with your jaw, ear, or neck when it came to expressing yourself and speaking your truth. So yes, you are making yourself depressed. Stop it. Speak up. Tell it how it is right now. Once you've gotten that out of your system, it's time to put the flashlight away and find out what's going on. What is your truth? Because we have swapped effectiveness for busyness. We are living in a generation where ideas are being dumped down. We are all so busy, and we think that because we are busy, we are productive. But I want you to take a look at your calendar and ask yourself, are you really being effective? Or is your life packed with all kinds of demands and drains that prevent you from being your greatest self? And are you substituting this along with all the mayhem that comes with it for being effective? It's easy to be fooled by being busy. When you go home at night, fatigue, you fall into your chair and remark, oh, I've been going. Here is the big question. What are you doing? It's not the constant going. Some people are constantly on the move. They are also doing figure eights. So don't confuse progress with achievement. There's a lot you can learn from this. I might be able to pull it off. You are welcome to borrow my suit. I received a new one. You are welcome to use my vehicle. I might be able to obtain another one. You are welcome to live in my house. I might be able to find a new home. When you take my time though, you are robbing me of something completely valuable. We do everything except value our time, which is the most important thing. Being creative takes time. You were born to be an artist. You have a lot of imagination. You'll be more creative if you had more time. You will need a worthwhile aim to keep you motivated to exercise if you don't have one. As a result, the more significant the objective in principle, the more the micro processes related with that goal begin to take on a personal charge when you are getting ready to go in the morning. You do this by defining your long-term ideal. You act as if you are a one-of-a-kind individual. You want to set specific objectives so that you can say, if that could happen as a result of my efforts, it will clearly be worth it. Why do something is always a question. It's simple to do nothing because it is easy to do nothing. You simply sit there and do nothing. It's as simple as that. And then there is the matter of where you should look for worthwhile stuff. And one is, well, you must look at your own disposition. So you do a structural examination of human existence's subcomponents. You also require a family. You don't need to have all of these things, but you should have the majority of them. Family, friends, educational objectives for your profession, emotional and physical health, and so on. That is, after all, what life is all about. And if you don't have any of those things, you are left with nothing but regret and suffering. As a result, you are getting a lousy deal. Don't confuse civility with conscience. If someone is kind and nuts, you might think, oh, they're going to buy low. They are cautious. You can't confuse civility with permission. This is a big one. Concentration. I had to learn this all those years ago when I was in the shower trying to write a letter and discovered it was unusual. So here's what I've learned. Save the work till you arrive at the office. Save the work until you arrive at the office. Don't rush to get to the workplace on your way to work. Instead, take your time and enjoy the ride and the shower. Then go to work. Concentrate and learn to say no. I'm telling you, in today's modern world, it's so simple to try to be a great person by saying yes, yes, yes to everything. You've been overburdened. Now you have to call and make the well gush all the time it takes to back out of something you should not have said yes to so soon. Here's what you could do instead. No, I don't believe so. But if that changes, I will give you some tips on how to avoid overcommitting yourself. But after you've established that goal structure, let's say, and that is genuinely who you are striving to be, you can use everything you've learned to help you before the person you want to be. And I don't mean to be, I may desire to be. Even those things will collide. That's all right, except that you will always fail. Then you won't realize it until you fail so horribly that you are done, which can happen as early as 40. That is something I strongly advise you to avoid. Okay? So once you've got your goal structure in place, you think to yourself, okay, if I could have this life, it may be worth living. Anxiety, provocative, and frightening, and there will be some suffering and loss involved. The idea is to develop a vision for your life that justifies your work, all things considered. Then it's time for the micro routine. It's like, okay, this is what I'm going for. What happens when that happens? From one day to the next, 1 week to the next, and 1 month to the next. And that is where something like a schedule can come in handy. It really is the equivalent of making a timetable and sticking to it. It isn't a gruesome prison. Create a schedule that allows you to have the day you choose. That is the key. It's as if I'm thinking, okay, I've got tomorrow. If it were up to me to set it up, as a result, it was the best day I could have. What would it resemble? Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more motivational videos. Peace out.